What's up, guys? Welcome to the Fantasy Gurus.
With a capital Z.
With a capital Z. Do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, and support. We're going to get right into it today. There's a lot of updates from Week 13. So many injuries, as per usual. And a lot of big games, a lot of touchdowns, and then also a lot of duds. Mm-hmm. And this episode is vital. Going into the fantasy playoffs and after next week, it's vital to know what's going on, who to pick up, and what to expect going forward. So we're going to do a game-by-game breakdown to give you a better idea of who to target from each of these games going forward and who to avoid. So we're going to get right into it with the Broncos and the Texans. The Texans pulled out another close victory, 22-17. And the biggest takeaway from here is Tank Dell out for the year.
Brutal.
I can't believe he's out, but does this mean that Nico Collins is going to be a league winner?
I think Nico Collins is locked in now. Set it and forget it guy, rest of the way. For me personally, I have a league where I got Puka, Waddle, and Amon-Ra, and I have to make a decision now, Waddle or Nico Collins, and I think I'm leaning towards Nico Collins at this point.
Yeah, maybe not against the Jets when he plays them and he's up against Sauce, but
12 targets though, I mean, how's that going to change?
Yeah, it's going to be around the same. I mean, no Tank Dell. Tank Dell was the target hog there, and it's just sad to see. He was one of my fantasy sleepers coming in the year, and he absolutely produced. Just sucks to see it. Hopefully he comes back next year. But, Nico Collins and another guy, if you need a later receiver, Noah Brown, he should be take a step up with Tank Dell out. So
yeah, he had two very good games prior to this, and now the targets are going to open up. You're going to see someone emerge out of this.
And interesting to see, Dameon Pierce got almost twice as many carries as Devin Singletary.
As well as the goal line, which is where Tank Dell got injured on. I don't know why he was blocking.
Why was he even in the game there?
Don't understand a 5'9" receiver who's like $140 is blocking. Makes sense. I don't know.
So now looks like Singletary's back down to earth with Dameon Pierce back. So that's another thing to look at. And
C.J. Stroud takes a little hit as well.
Does Schultz come back next week? We'll see.
We'll see. That hammy's been it's been lingering, so we shall see.
Because Schultz is in a spot to step up as well.
Yeah, he is.
If not, the tight end, Beverin Jordan. Yeah. I think he's a decent play. This game, he had 3 catches, 64 yards, but I mean, hey, he's getting integrated into the offense. He could be a good streaming option. Mm-hmm. And on the other side of the ball, Russell Wilson has been playing very good last couple of games. This game, not so much. He had 3 picks, only 186 in the air, 1 touchdown. Anything else stand out to you this game besides another Courtland Sutton touchdown?
I mean, it's like Courtland Sutton and Mostert are automatic touchdowns every single week.
Courtland Sutton is the guy this year is the guy you wanted to draft last year. You draft him last year to be in the 4th, 5th, 6th round, thinking he's going to be a stud. He blows up in your face, and now
whoa, hold on.
And now this year, Sean Payton has brought him back to life.
Yeah. Javonte, another guy, 3 targets, 24 yards. He's just okay. He'll get you about 10 points. Nobody else is really relevant there.
Yeah, he's a guy you could just fill in, especially with so many running backs going down this year, which we're going to get into this next game. The Patriots and the Chargers.
This game
Speaking of guys going down, Ramondre Stevenson looks like he might be done definitely for the fantasy year. Yeah. Does that make Zeke relevant in a top 15 or what?
It's definitely, if you're struggling at RB right now, go get Zeke, because there's not going to be much other options on the waiver. Zeke will probably get you about 8 to 14 points now with a little bit more upside. I mean, the Patriots offense is just so absolutely
you got to temper expectations, because you have to also remember, Ramondre Stevenson is one of the guys that helps them move the ball. You're already a horrible offense, and you take him away. I mean, Zeke's going to be a guy, now he's going to get all the targets in the world, which is going to raise his floor, but his ceiling, I don't really see it.
Now, is Justin Herbert going to turn it around? Because, I mean, hey, listen, 6 points from the Chargers is pretty brutal.
So, listen, this is the thing. People think 6 points, okay. The Patriots' defense has been elite all year long. What people don't realize, they fail to realize. The defense has been elite. I'm not really worried about Justin Herbert. I'm not. He had a horrible day. Quentin Johnston was dropping passes. I mean, just like what he always does. But don't worry about Justin Herbert. But I'm a little bit more worried about Austin Ekeler.
I think I am a little worried about Justin Herbert just because the schedule is not that favorable. That's
It's
my
not that
thing.
bad either. I think Justin Herbert will be fine. It's a guy you could plug in. The only reason why I benched him in one of my leagues because I had Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but besides that situation, I mean, Justin Herbert's
You're
a
always
must start.
Yeah, you're
essentially.
always playing Justin Herbert.
And
for the
then
most part.
also, let's not forget, Joshua Palmer's knocking at the door to come back any week now. So that'll be a
boost.
big boost. He doesn't have to rely on Brickhand, Quentin Johnston anymore. That'll help
Yeah,
Keenan
he
out.
does
It
need
frees
that help.
up Keenan down a little bit, frees up Eckler a little bit. So that
Now
should
going back
definitely
to Eckler, I mean,
Yeah.
I would probably rather so many running backs over
Yeah.
Eckler at this
Yeah.
point.
But if you have Eckler, it's pretty much you have no other choice but to start him.
I know,
So,
but the thing is, he had 17 or 16 opportunities here. He had 14 carries, and how many targets?
he had
Three
3
targets.
targets. So
Yeah,
But
he had
he's-
17 opportunities, and
you
he
just
did nothing.
He's just also not on the field as much. He's
getting the opportunities
He's
though,
getting
and he's
the
doing nothing with them.
But the thing with Eckler is they need to use him more in the passing game. And you don't want to see
Yeah.
the 14's okay. That's right around, keeps him healthy. But we need to get those targets up. 3 is not enough. Eckler needs to be in the 7 target range to be successful. That's where he gets bread and butter. And it's just like Kellen Moore forgot that he's vital for them.
Now, like Michael said, I mean, if you drafted him, you're obviously going to play
have
him.
to start him,
There's
yeah.
nothing you could do about that. But yeah, I'd be very concerned with him going forward.
yeah. So we'll see.
And then in our next game, we have the Lions
Ooh, this
in a
was
shootout against the Saints, 33-28. The Lions winning. And what do you guys take out of this game? I mean, Sam
Monty-
Laporta was an absolute monster this
Yeah.
game, setting records as a rookie tight end.
What I take out of is Monty's still the lead guy there for sure.
For sure.
If you have Gibbs, I wouldn't panic too much. Gibbs is still gonna get his. It just didn't happen really this game, but Monty's more of the lead guy. And the passing game, man, Laporta is just—he's literally the second best tight end in fantasy this year. There's
Him and
no-
Amon
He might be the
Ra
best at this point.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Kelsey's been just like so mid because no one else is good on the offense, so they just target him.
He might be banged up, Kelsey, but we'll get into
Yeah.
that in a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, who would you rather out of these 3? How would you rank them? Laporta, Kelsey, and McBride.
Probably Kelsey.
Kelsey's your 1.
Yeah, I still have to go Kelsey. I mean, he's getting them 15 a game still.
15, 12.
But Laporta and McBride are just straight buckets.
See, also, Marquise Brown went out. Is he playing next week? I mean, they have a bye. I mean, the week after, is he going to play?
I don't know,
Man.
but he's not even startable at this point.
Yeah.
He hasn't had one good game since Kyler came back,
Yeah.
and despite the big name and like their previous history last year of them connecting, I mean, you just can't play him
No, you can't.
unless you're stuck. You know,
And a big news. Derek Carr hurt again. He's entered concussion protocol again.
he's definitely missing this upcoming week.
He's got-
this
yeah.
is like nonstop concussions. Like
Yeah.
it's like his third one where
And
he's
his
like, he should've been in
shoulder,
protocol.
like, it's a little banged up.
And I
The
think
thing
his
is-
back too.
I think it's great for everyone outside of the name Alvin Kamara. Chris Olave, Juwan Johnson.
I think
he
it's
takes
still
his
good for him,
shots.
too.
The thing is, no one's gonna dump it down like Derek Carr does. That's the one thing.
I mean, no, when Jameis came in the other day and he played, he dumped it down to Kamara a ton. So I don't know. I think Taysom Hill's going to get a little bit more work in the passing game as well as an actual passer, not as a receiver. But Taysom Hill, man, he's just a sneaky good tight end.
Get 13 carries.
13 carries. Like, bro, it's insane. Like, it's actually despicable the work Taysom Hill gets. Like, they just use him like a Swiss Army knife. Chris Olave had 5 for 119. I mean, I think it's better fantasy days ahead for everybody in the Saints offense.
Now is Shaheed coming back next week? Any update on him?
I don't know, but
He's a deep ball threat. I thought he would
he
merge
doesn't-
when Michael Thomas went down, but
he
never
doesn't
really had a
have
chance.
much relevance in my opinion. When,
Okay. Well, Winston's going to go nuts with
Winston's
Olave.
gonna pepper Olave crazy. If you have Olave, you're likely not in the playoffs right now. 'Cause, well, like you're gonna have a good day at least.
It's just so insane to me.
You'll end your year strong.
Kamar's snap share has been so low recently, and he's still just getting
Yeah,
so
well,
much work.
The thing with
22
Kamara, yeah.
opportunities.
The thing with
like-
Kamara and his opportunities are the opportunities you want. They're red zone. They're receiving. He's getting 8 targets a game as a running back. Like that's all you need right there alone. So when you're getting the elite, it doesn't matter how much. It matters which ones is more important than how much. So he's getting all the great touches. It's exactly what you want.
Moving on, Melvin, you might want to talk about this. The Jets
He
always
doesn't.
finding a way to lose as of late,
doesn't want to
losing
talk
8
about
to
this.
13.
And it's
I
just,
mean,
it's just.
I just told everyone. I said Zach Wilson isn't good, but he's 20 times better than Cheek Butter, Tim Boyle, and Trevor Siemian. They said, "Oh, it can't get worse than this. Let's try something new." Oh no, it can. We can't move the ball. We get no offense. Our total offense, I think, was like just under like 250 yards. Like,
So what are these reports right now that Zach Wilson
Doesn't even
he doesn't
wanna
want to play?
It's probably true. I wouldn't want to play.
yeah, I mean, like from from the team's perspective, you're paying him. You got a huge contract as the second overall pick. You're just supposed to go out there. You're not that good. You didn't earn the privilege to be a diva. But from his perspective, it's like, yo, you guys dumped all the blame on me. You kicked me to the curb, and now, like, what? I'm going to go back onto this, behind this trash offensive line, go out there and score no points, and then look even worse for my next team? Like,
Yeah,
I
like
get
imagine
it.
this was like an ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Rogers didn't cut it. Like,
Yeah,
come
yeah,
back,
come
and then
back.
it's like, you know what? I'm feeling Boyle and Simeon, and then they
Mhm.
go back to you. You're just like sloppy forwards at that
yeah,
point.
like, I get it. And it's this, but when you move from Zach Wilson, the trickle effect is just so bad. Brees Hall has not been able to get anything. With 13 carries, 16 yards.
I mean, Garrett Wilson
Garrett
also
Wilson,
hasn't been as good
He
either.
hasn't been as good, but he's been sneaky solid though. Sneakily, Garrett Wilson still
When
putting
Zach
up,
Wilson is the QB.
Yeah, he's been putting up double digits now.
They-
He's hit 8 points this week, but
They need to take Dalvin Cook off the field. Like, he had one good run, okay, boom. He fumbles, and then it's like when they pass block, I don't know if it's because our team sucks, our record sucks. He doesn't even try. The next play he comes in, he stands there, the guy comes around, and then he doesn't even attempt, and then Tim Boyle fumbles. It's just, better days are not ahead. It's just gonna get worse. There's actually a chance the Jets could fall into the top 3 picks. It's just that bad. On the other side of the ball, the Jets defense did a good 2 points out of the 8 total points, which is
And they
sad.
shut down Drake London.
Yeah, everybody kind of got shut down for the most part. Like,
I mean, Desmond Ritter does a good enough job, and then you had Sauce Gardner.
Yeah.
You know?
yeah, you got Desmond Ritter playing.
Yeah,
for the
he shuts down
Jets.
his own offense.
it's actually crazy.
But Bijan, 18 opportunities. It looks like, you spent a first-round pick drafting Bijan. It hasn't really worked out most of the year, but last couple of games he's been scoring touchdowns.
Mhm.
He's been getting the carries. He's been getting goal line. So if you're still in it and you have a chance to be in the playoffs, it looks like he's a good guy to have.
These are the numbers you want to see, though. Bijan, 75% snap share. Route participation, 73%. 5 targets, a little underwhelming, but when he's on the field against a lesser defense than the Jets, those are the numbers that if they consistently happen, the Bijan effect will come in full display.
Yeah, I think he's a top 12
Yeah.
moving forward. Moving on to the next game, the Arizona Cardinals winning 24-10, kind of a
Yeah.
surprise. What'd you guys think about this game?
Wow.
I mean, Trey
Trey
McBride.
Ray McBride said like this. Did you see they overturned his clear touchdown? He said, "Shut the fuck up, little boy." He caught another one. He said, "That's 2." I shout out Trey McBride.
Yeah,
They can't stop you.
A few guys who disappointed though. Marquise Brown with a 0, and then Greg Dortch, man. The last 2 weeks prior, he's doing his thing, and then this week he's just like a no-show.
That
Now,
being said, there was heavy rain, which
And-
delayed
yeah,
the game. I don't
yeah.
think they could have got like the run game going. Like they
No.
ran the ball
a
almost 30
ton,
times.
38 times as a team. James Conner had himself a field day, 25 carries, 105 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
He just does this every year. He gets hurt
And
midway
then
through
he
the
comes
end of the
back
fantasy
healthy.
playoffs. He just cooks.
Cooks
Like,
every single
year.
time. It's incredible. Yeah, that was really pretty much it for the Cardinals. No one else really got activated. But on the Steelers side of things, Kenny Pickett hurt. He will probably be out for the rest of
Definitely the fantasy year.
fantasy year. So it's going to be the Mitch Trubisky show. If you're in a super flex and you're down and out without a quarterback, try to get Mitch. But I
Does
mean,
that
I
change
don't know.
anything for the receivers?
It possibly does. I don't know. Mitch is
Pat
like,
Fryermuth was actually pretty
Pretty
good
good
with
with him.
Pickett, but I don't know how this is going to play out going
yeah.
forward.
I don't know if it's going to be now Pickens is the guy, Deontay
And
takes a step back.
you know what's
Fryermuth-
interesting? I don't know if it was because of the QB switch, but Najee Harris, largest share of the backfield split since October. 59% of snaps, 61% of opportunities. Jalen Warren, obviously the better player, but again, they're just going to go with the guy they took in the first
I mean,
round.
Jalen Warren still, again, I don't understand. He had 6.6 yards per carry to Najee's 3.9. What do they have dirt in their eyes saying
I think they
the
don't
morning
wanna-
crusties?
But you know what? Like,
No
you know
idea.
those little halfback dives that nobody wants their players to do? I think
That's
they
it.
don't want Warren to be doing those.
I mean, it's just, I'm done talking about this game, man.
Yeah, so the Colts and the Titans. This was actually a good one. This went into overtime. The Colts ended up winning
Yeah.
31-28. And
Hold
Gardner
on,
Mitchell-
stop it.
It's been a
Dan
while since you've
Hofer.
stopped the show.
It has been. It's Dan Hofer. You've been ducking me, dodging me. You can only run for so long. Derrick Henry, like I told you, is back and he's here to stay. Derrick Henry, 21 carries, 102 yards, and 2 touchdowns. If Derrick Henry didn't get pulled off the game for a fake concussion, he wins them the game. He gets that last goal line carry that Hopkins got the touchdown for, and he takes them to the win in overtime. Now they already said that he's fine. He's good to go for next week. I was panicking a little bit because I need him for next week, but he will be back. So we'll see how next week goes. But yeah, we seen Will Levis barking on Hopkins, and Hopkins just tucked his tail and just took it.
Yeah,
It was
Wasn't that
impressive.
crazy?
Crazy.
That was
Quarterback,
impressive.
Yo, what the fuck are you doing out there? He's a Hall of Fame, like,
yeah,
wide receiver.
and he just tucked his tail. I guess he really did mess up, but damn. Everybody else besides Hopkins, I mean, Chig Okonkwo had a solid day, 3 for 62. Everybody else, I mean, just no one's relevant.
Traylon Burks barely even played after being missing a full month.
Tajee Spears had 16 for 75. He had 4 for 13 in the receiving game as well. But like no one else is really fantasy relevant on that
More importantly,
side. On the Colts side
on
of
the
things.
Colts side of things, Zach Moss just absolutely took over. 94% of snaps. They did not take this man off the
He
field.
didn't do much with
He
it.
didn't
though.
do much, but when guys have those type of opportunities and chances, eventually it will come. He got stopped on the 1 yard line twice, which granted that's his fault because he didn't make the play, but better days are ahead for him. Let's talk about Michael Pittman, one of the fantasy league winners of the year.
16 targets.
Gardner Minshew was the exact quarterback he needed.
Yeah.
16 targets, 11 catches for 105 yards, and a touchdown. The game-winning one said, little boy,
Yeah.
let's talk about who isn't doing it. Josh Downs.
Wait. Let me come to Josh Downs' defense though a little bit. We knew coming into the game, the Titans have one of the best defenses against slot receivers in the league. So we knew coming into the game that it was going to be a little bit tougher this week for him. He wasn't going to do it, and they did right on par. 3 for 14, absolutely limited him. But on the outside where they're weak, Pittman and Pierce fried them. Even Alex Pierce had 3 catches for 100 yards. Like it was just game script exactly how it went. Gardner Minshew.
Shout out Gardner Minshew. 312 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Like, shout out Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
Nice little spot start on bye week hell.
Mm-hmm.
So, moving on, we're going to take a little break, and we're going to come back and finish up the rest of the games.